Oh, we're cooked, buddy. What is going on, everybody? It is Bush Fishing, and welcome back. We're going to be vlogging today. It is a happy Saturday. We got a pretty light day. In today's video, we're going to be working on these two little boats. So this is for a different ski team. Essentially, they want to keep this boat. This is the aluminum one, but they want the engine off that boat, which is a Mariner, on here with all the rigging and everything, and then the Merc's going on the other boat. And there are talks about possibly giving me this boat. So this one's a little side console, Lakeland Tri-Hull Mariner 50 on it, which seems to be actually really nice. Over here we have an older Merc 35. This one's going to be super easy to get off because, well, it's clamped and single bolt in the back. So the Mariner is going to go on here. We're going to start off by taking this motor off. So we'll de-rig it, take all that stuff off, get the steering cable out, pull the engine off, pull all the rigging out, set that aside. So when we take that Mariner off, we can drop it straight onto this boat. No podcast this week. Yeah, like I said, it's a slow Saturday. We had a really busy week. It's starting to pick up now. So after the engine job, that took a full day. So I pretty much didn't film anything the rest of the week. I think yesterday we did 6 jobs. So that was pretty good. But yeah, Saturday, we're going to be doing this today. Tomorrow, I believe I'm starting to shrink wrap. So that's exciting. But yeah, kind of a slow morning. I'm going to get all set up. I'm going to get my tools out. Shout out to my dog, Trent. He recently, just last night, gave me these bolt bins so I can use that for organizing all my stainless hardware. He also gave me this cart, which is going to be sweet for buffing, put the buffer, all the compounds in, walk around the boat, and all of these organizers, which I don't know if this is where they're going to go permanently, but you can see we can put a bunch of stuff in there, and then this one as well up here. So shout out to my dog. Enough jibber jabber. I'm gonna get my tools organized from yesterday's job. What I like to do is when I get back, I'll dump all the extra stuff that's not normally in my tool bag out. Guy also gave me a carb. And then I'll go through it, kind of organize everything so I can start fresh the next day. Got a lot of boats out of here. We're gonna be getting these two out today and redelivered. So we're gonna be pretty naked. We did buff that other boat that was in here, the Maxim that was in the corner. And we were doing it, he wasn't picking it up because he was out of town. So we did it in little increments just over different days. So I didn't film it because it would have been a mishmash video. But I'm gonna get organized with my tools. I'm gonna actually use my cart today. And let's pull some motors. All right, didn't go too in depth on this one, but steering cable's disconnected, power and ground are off. We pulled the rigging through and I taped a fish tape to the end. So my tape comes, oh, mosquitoes, through the end. So we'll tie the new cables onto this, pull them back through. I just did the lower 2 bolts that we're holding this on. Up here is just a clamp. So we're ready to come off. The fuel feed just pulled off of the connect. So right now I'm gonna pull the gantry over. Yes, I could pick this up. No, I'm not risking my back. I'm gonna pretty much make a bridle. This thing's super light, so I'll go 1, 2, 3, make a little bridle. We'll lift this up, put it on the stand, and then we'll start working on that Mariner. we've got this engine mounted. We've got all the rigging in. We had to swap a bunch of stuff over from that boat, like fuel fittings, stuff like that. We just hooked up the battery to it and cranked it, and it did fire. So the guy did say this engine hasn't ran in, it's been sitting for a couple of years. So he wanted us to go through, make sure that it's in tip-top shape, that it'll start and everything for in the spring when they put it back in the water. So right now we're gonna clean all the tools out of here, get kind of reset, and then we're gonna spin this around so we can hook it up to water, let it run. There is some really old fuel in there, so we'll have to deal with that, but hopefully we'll be able to burn it through and just kind of make sure that it's pumping oil and that there's no other issues. The one thing I am seeing is we have a little puddle of oil coming out the prop shaft, so I'm gonna have to let him know that it's gonna need a prop shaft seal. But so far so good. Let's get cleaned up, get it out, and get this thing running. All right, let's see what she does. Let's give her some water. And let's see what she'll do. Okay. Got fuel all the way up. Doesn't sound right. Good hot restart. That's a runner. What do you guys think? Should we put it on the lake? Two big ass dudes in one little aluminum boat. This is Fast Cure 5200. 5200, it cures better underwater in the absence of oxygen anyway. There's no issues with putting 4200, 5200 underwater while it's still wet. It'll actually cure faster, but this is Fast Cure anyway. So by the time we even get to the lake, it's already gonna be gumming up. All right, so we're out on the lake. That was a little scare. The fuel pickup on the tank was sitting at the highest point. The tank's on an angle, so it wasn't sucking any fuel, and we don't have a whole lot. But the lake is flat calm. And this thing, it's gotta be overpowered or something, because she's a little ass heavy. When I stand in the back, the corner's almost under, but we're not taking on any water. It's smoking up a storm because now I remember him saying that the fuel's 50 to 1 and it's oil injected, so she's gonna be getting real lube, but we gotta clear it out and we're gonna run most of this fuel out. So we're pretty much just gonna go for a rip around the lake. Hopefully not flip this thing. I got big boy over on that side. He has to sit in the front just because of how ass heavy this is. So yeah, we'll give her a rip. I haven't been in a little boat in a long time. It's kind of fun. She's got some power. Let's get this video finished up. So the other boat, last clip you guys saw, was us out on the lake. Obviously ran great, just needed to be cleared out, had some old fuel in it. Ran pretty much the whole tank out of the boat on the lake. Had no issues, got it redelivered, got it covered back up for them. Now this boat doesn't matter as much. They are getting rid of this one, but we still need to make sure this motor goes on and runs. So let's get it done. So I'm gonna get that little Merc 35 on the gantry, pull it over here. I think I am gonna have to seal up one of these holes, so we'll see how that goes. And this one's the easier boat because there's so much bilge access and there's one hole coming up through the bottom. I already have I have some shrink wrap banding running through just as my fish, because I use a fish tape on the other one. But we'll get that put back together. And yeah, let's get this thing hung, get this video finished up so we can have all the boats out here. I really need to get a new camera. Shut off on the time lapse, but this isn't anything that you guys haven't seen before. 35's all rigged up. It is all good to go. The keys for it are in the other boat. Not that it matters, but I would have liked to crank it over and run it, but I'll do it once I get there to read a little. It was a dead battery, not the camera. Once we get there, we're gonna fire this thing up and just make sure it starts, all that's good. And yeah, I'm gonna get it hooked up to the truck. I gotta grab a bunch of other stuff that I need for the rest of the day. And then we're gonna head out and complete our jobs out on the road, and then we'll come back here afterwards. We've already done a stator today on an Evinrude 40 horse out on the lake. That was fun. If you guys remember this boat from the 2 videos ago, not the engine video, but we did a full twin engine service on this, and they have a pretty catastrophic steering leak, and we didn't get to fix it in that video because I didn't have the right parts. This is the bigger helm. This is an HC 345, I believe, and now I have the correct one. So I'm here with Mikey. He's going to be getting the caps off, getting it all set up. We're going to pop the caps out, redo the seals, and then top it off and re-bleed out the system. So we're going to be starting the video here, and we've got a bunch of stuff to do today. We're also going to be running out on a couple other jobs down here on this lake. Then we have one on a different lake. It's fun. We have a busy day, and we're picking up steel for the pontoon trailer that I'm building. But look at that. Isn't that cool? That is cool. That made me happy seeing that. So Mike is going to get these caps off, and we're going to rebuild these seals and get after it today. All right, so with our end caps removed, all the nuts and everything, these are our new seals. This is the tool. You can use any, like they make the kits for trim. What the hell am I trying to say? For rebuilding trim units. This one has the little hole for a 3/8, so you can get some more ass on it if you need to. I will link this down below in the description. But here's our end cap. So with the other end cap off, we can unthread this. It's going to leak out all the fluid and then slide it off the rods. Alrighty, so we got this bled out and the seals replaced and everything. We got no leaks. It was kind of a nightmare getting to the bleeder port up top and then filming, so we just went ahead and did it. This thing steers beautifully, no leaks. That's all from when it was leaking before, but I'll show you guys when I hop out. The O-ring around the outside of it was the one that was blown.